But what about the rest of the party? Well, let's take it up with former House Oversight Committee Chairman and Fox News contributor, the great Jason Chaffetz, live and in person.
Always better to be in person.
Always
Glad
better
to be
in
here.
person.
I'm so excited Jason Chaffetz is here. I've really been looking forward to this day, Sean. That was the same reception Joe got.
It actually was that kind of, but not for you, Jason, because you're far more exciting. But I think it's interesting. The Democrat Party has not been excited about Joe Biden. We see in the polls 70% of Americans don't want him to run for re-election again. But you and I see this phenomenon when no one else is going to run and Joe is the Democrat candidate. Voters come home, right? Democrats are going to come home. If Joe's their guy, they're going to come home to Joe. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Elections are won or lost by those 5 to 10% of the people who are truly in the middle. And that's where I think the Democrats have a real problem. He lacks enthusiasm. He's, 80 acting like he's 100. He can't get out coherent sentences. Can't have a rally to introduce his, his second term. He's got to go to the tape no more than 10 seconds at a time. Low energy, a vice president who can't do anything but a word salad, doesn't make any sense. But with all of that, Democrats will still vote for their Democratic candidate. But the question is why? Like, what is their argument? That the only thing that was cited in those endorsements was he signed a bipartisan infrastructure bill that, had been working on for years. I just don't think that's the reason for 4 more years of Joe Biden.
It's going to be tough. I mentioned manufacturing at the top of the show with Senator Ron Johnson. Manufacturing is headed to a recession. This country will be in a recession at a time when average people have not gotten a raise after inflation. You're in a deep recession. Who the hell is he going to blame then?
He has absolutely no game plan. I mean, if inflation's hitting all of us at every income level, every corner of this country. What is the president's plan to combat inflation? Nobody can give you that answer because their only answer is spend more money, which exacerbates the situation.
But I'm talking about a deep recession, which, mark my words, is on the horizon.
Foreign policy, you got countries on the move. That scares a lot of people. You got China, you got Russia, you have Iran that's making moves. All of these things are happening. Do you feel like Joe Biden has the controls, or do you feel like there are puppeteers out there that are actually making the moves behind the scenes? He's the most progressive president we have ever had, and that is not appealing.
And it's one thing to go into a recession with some strength in the economy. You're going in with so many families. Their savings are tapped, their credit cards are tapped because of the very point that you guys brought up, which is inflation. Yeah. But let's pivot here because the Biden administration, they're throwing money at the EPA with a whopping $11 billion in their proposed 2023 budget, and lawmakers are raising concerns about their ability to do oversight. The Inspector General came out and said, listen, I'm having a hard time doing oversight in how they're spending this money. You were the oversight chair. Are we going to actually know how the EPA is spending this money? Is it for American good, or is this, on a global warming, witch hunt?
Here's the problem. Overall in government, we have 72 inspectors general. They employ about 13,500 people. These are the internal auditors of the whole of government. The problem, and that these inspector general keep telling us, they told us through TARP, they told us through all these other things, is you're spending so much money so fast, there's no accountability. Think about it, when they did the pandemic relief, the Secret Service told us over $100 billion went out surreptitiously in a way that was waste, fraud, and abuse. There's not a single person who got fired, not a single person who was held accountable. I remember when I was chairman, they came to us and they said, well, 70% of the federal employees are going to get a raise, are going to get a bonus. And I said, why? And they said, well, because they're above average. 70% of them are above average. That's their mentality. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, you guys don't understand how you... So at the EPA, it's really bad. They just keep throwing billions of dollars at it. They can't even tell you what it's for.
Jason Chaffetz.
Doesn't that feel good? Just a pick-me-up moment here on
thanks for coming in with all that good news, Jason.
Yes.
It was really good to see you, Jason. I was really excited about this interview. Thank you.